Hi everyone, welcome to the session by Rahi. This is the third in our series of a Trials with Therapist. The third edition will help you introspect about yourselves and setting assertive boundaries. This session is focused on self-care, and we have Kenaz Barucha, who is a psychologist, and she'll tell you more about herself.
Good evening, everybody. Everybody's low today.
Hello.
Special. Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening. So, I will introduce myself. Oh, is it from my? Yeah. So, I'm certified counselor, and so I practice individual counseling, personal counseling, and about myself. I love my profession. I love it. And because I feel my profession helps me to grow as an individual. With my every client, I've grown as an individual. The time I started studying psychology, I was a whole different person what I am today. And I think so that's it about me. And now let's start with our topic. I think so we are 15 minutes behind, so we need to so everybody's so everybody's you're aware that what we are here for, self-care, right? So I want to ask one thing.
Yeah.
Or let's start first with a small exercise. Okay, so I want everyone to close their eyes. So everyone is ready? I'll just start. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll start. I want everyone to relax, close their eyes, be comfortable. You can take your one arm and keep near your chest. If you're not comfortable, it's okay. You don't want to keep, don't keep. But the one who are comfortable can keep. And then can inhale slowly. And then exhale slowly. Let's do it again. Inhale slowly. And exhale slowly. The last time. Inhale slowly. And exhale slowly. Now everybody can open their eyes. And if they want, they can switch on their videos. Okay. So I would like to inform you all that you all just practice self-care. So anybody wants to share the experience before deep breathing and after deep breathing? Like I can first share my experience before doing this. Before starting, I had goosebumps in my stomach, and every time I have deep breathing helps me to take care of myself in that particular situation. So anybody wants to share their experience?
I'll go ahead.
Yeah,
I was
sure.
worked up in the start because I was working since morning, and right now I feel very fresh after this exercise.
Yeah. Can you tell me your name? I cannot see because of the screen.
Dikshita.
Dikshita. So Dikshita, you can use this in your daily life. It will be really helpful.
I definitely will. It makes me feel very better.
Yeah, because I use it in my daily life, even used to use before my exams. So it really is to help. Anybody else? Oh, okay. It's okay. We can move on. So now I want to ask, everybody is little bit, they are aware what is self-care, but why self-care? Like why it is important? why we have to take care of ourselves. And what is self-care? I want to understand in your language, like what do you all understand about it? And let's keep like, let's not keep, let me learn from you all also. I'm sure I'm going to learn from you all.
Taking some time out for ourselves,
Yeah,
because we have a very busy schedule. Sometimes you just need to relax and leave everything and just focus on yourself. That's what self-care means to me.
yeah, focusing on yourself, really, like, right. And then someone has answered here as well, loving yourself, really, it's very important to love ourselves. So this thing has come up, loving yourself. So, and the way you said focusing on yourself. So anybody else want to say something?
Yes, it's something like pampering.
I was just going to agree with. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Anybody can go.
Yeah, I was going to say I agree with Dikshita in that it's taking time out for yourself, because we spend more time with people and doing things for other people and kind of neglecting ourselves. So it's making that conscious effort to give that same love and care and attention that we give to others.
Amanda, your network, I think so.
Oh, did you hear what I said? Sorry.
Yeah, I heard, but the end I was not.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, I was just saying that it's just taking that time to give that same care and attention that we give to others to ourselves.
Yeah, sure. And someone else was also saying, and there's so many people like that, self-care is not even developing.
It's like
Yeah.
something like pampering oneself.
Hmm.
Maybe it can be physically or emotionally or something of that sort. Say, for example, if you want to go out for a walk in a bushy space, it pampers your legs. So it's a kind of a physical self-care.
Right. So yeah, and then there are so many things. Yeah, Meghavi, right? And Vrittika, taking care of emotions, self-care is not easy, but if you know, it is the best thing. Wow, perfect. So then I'm going to say something. I was going to say this thing in end, but this is not some lecture. We all are going to learn from each other. I tell you, self-care is, if we don't take care of ourselves, then who will? Yeah, our parents are there, our friends are there, but who knows Kaina's best? Kaina knows herself best. What is my emotional state? I know my emotional state the best. I'm between 10 people, but I'm not emotionally stable right now, or I'm just vulnerable. I'm not. So I'm the one who has to take care of myself. There are people, they want to help me, but then I have to take care of myself, right? So everyone was right. And then let's start. Okay, now how we are going to take care of ourselves? Physically, everybody knows, going for walks, deep breathing, eating healthy food, sleeping at the right time, right? They are really necessary. And believe me, everything is interconnected. If you don't sleep well, it will affect your emotional health as well. But if you're eating well, sleeping well, but then also sometimes, emotionally we are not well. But why? You know, what can we do to take care of a well-being, whole well-being? Yeah, believe me, eating, sleeping at the right time, and proper food and all are very necessary. But today I'm going to talk about something which I use in my daily life and my day-to-day activities. I was someone who started crying so easily, get affected so easily with people, like, by people, like, I'm this will call me as a crying queen. I was labeled. But then I've practiced and I started taking care of my own emotions. And today I'm going to share with you all. So first we are going to do locus of control. Mansi, can you share your? So what do you all think looking at this slide? Any guesses? It's okay. I'm sure y'all are. There's no right and wrong. Believe me, everyone's point of views, I feel it's perfect from there. Anyone?
Probably like not getting affected by the things that you cannot control. And
Yeah.
because at times we get disappointed, but we are not in control of that situation. So probably that could be one of the interference out of this.
Okay. Your right answer. Dikshita, right?
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm struggling with names.
it's okay.
Sorry.
Man, everybody struggles with that. So
Okay. Anybody else? Any guesses? Any different point of view?
These two are the circles around which our whole life revolves.
Yeah.
Okay, can I go ahead?
Yeah, sure.
So, to focus upon those things, those few things that are totally under our control, and to let go of the stuff and the external things that are out of our control, and to be with peace at it.
Okay. Right. Everybody was right. Okay. But I'm going to share what things are in our control and what things are not in our control. Okay, you all tell me. Weather is in our control. Just yes or no.
No.
No, ma'am.
No. But what we are going to wear according to the weather, is it in our control?
Yeah.
Is your mother's anger in your control? Your friend's anger is in your control.
no,
But why a mother is angry with you for your behavior? That behavior is in your control.
yeah,
So y'all are getting some clue what I'm trying to talk.
Yeah.
So there are things which are in our control. So why we have separated, what is the advantage? Like why we have separated these two things? Things are in our control and things are not in our control. So it talks that concentrate on things which are in your control. Invest time which is in your control, like yourself, your own self-care is in your control. Today's example, I'll give you a simple example, okay? So suppose I have my younger sister, okay? She gets we both are different personalities, different, but we both love each other. But we have to stay in one house. So now I cannot control her liking, her dislike, her point of view. No, I cannot control that, right? But I cannot compromise because of that. But but I can what am in my control, what things are in my control. I can go and talk to her what I like, what I like, what I agree with her, what I don't agree with her. I cannot change her point of view, but I can tell her, ki I'm okay with this, I'm not okay with this, let's come on some common ground. Because what is suppose her something which I don't like is harassing me, okay? So it is harassing me. So it is my duty. It is in my control. Okay, my emotions in my control. I cannot change her likings. I cannot change her. I can never change her point of view. Every individual has their point of view, and they're right from their point of view. But we can tell them, Another example: exams or some submission date for adults. They are in offices. You have these nowadays because of online, you have these like I don't know if, like we are not informed, but then there are these small bombs they drop, sometime from colleges, sometime from offices, like you have to complete it. Okay, so is the submission date or is the result, exams are in your control? It is in the university or the head or whoever is the head, it is in their control. You cannot control the dates, but our preparation is in our control. Why to get worry about the exam, matlab, if it is going to go bad, if you're not going to study, it is going to get bad. But why to get tense from now? I have my exam, they are so bad, they did not inform me, they are so like careless and all. No, we get angry, we keep thinking about the exam date, submission date. We keep thinking about a thing which is not in my control. The whole exam, tomorrow I have my exam, tomorrow I have my exam. Yes, tomorrow is your exam and they are going to conduct. If that thing is not in my control, if it is in my control, I'll cancel my exam. But it is not. I have to go and give an exam. It is not in my control. I have to. But what I put in exams, my own hard work. Okay, instead of worrying, let's worry. It's okay. We can worry. It is, easy to say, don't worry about your exam. No, we will have, but let's invest only 5-10 minutes to worry, instead of 1 hour, whole night. I'm someone who, if I have my exam tomorrow, I have so much of anxiety. I'll keep studying whole night. But then I realize it's not healthy. I've already studied, but what I can do? I can prepare myself. I know myself best, how much I can study, how much will go in my mind. Okay, tomorrow I have my exams. Now situation has come. I have to handle it. I have to take care of myself. Because of one exam, I cannot harm my well-being. I cannot go through all anxiety. I cannot go through panic attacks. I cannot go through, not panic. It's not extreme. Let's not take it extreme, but I cannot have this restlessness. Let's prepare ourselves for the exam. Let's sit down and we know ourselves best. Okay, in 2 hours I can complete this much, in 3 hours I can complete this much. So practically how much I can study for this exam? I can study like for 70%, 80% I can study. I will pass easily. Okay, I have to submit something. What the best possible thing I can submit? You have to submit. That is not in your hand. That is not in your control. So let's focus on things which are in your control. So guys, everybody has a pen and a paper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why don't you
Yes,
all,
ma'am.
why don't you all like take 5-10 minutes and make these 2 circles and write things, one circle for things which are in your control and things which are not in your control. And it will be really helpful if you all were worrying about something which was in your control and you all can figure it out right now, and then 1 or 2 people wants to share. Once you all are done, can can send a thumbs up or just say that they're done, that we can move ahead there. If anybody has any difficulty or they do not relate, can ask me, right? Guys, you all can send in chat box also. Sorry, if you all are done.
And if anyone wants to share what they have kept in both circles, they can share that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will help others discover their problems and think more.
Anybody wants to share?
Yes, I'll go for
Yeah, sure.
things I can control, how I respond, how I communicate, time that I have to spend with other people, and my efforts. And things that I cannot control are how other behave or respond, how they take my message, outcomes of my effort, and the mistakes that I made in my past.
Very good.
Oh, this is great.
It was really good. It was very insightful as well, I bet. Anybody else? See, we
Yeah,
get to learn. Yeah, go ahead.
I can go, and my video is just off because I wrote down my things in my notes on my phone. So things like in my control is my behavior to other people, but also like how I treat myself, the way I communicate, the way I react to things I perceive as negative. So for example, my husband talking about his feelings, I tend to get a little bit defensive. So I can control that. And also my daily routine and chores. Things not in my control, what others think of me, how they perceive like what I say. Last minute change of plans are things that I really struggle with when plans change last minute and they're not in my control. So that's something that's a bit difficult for me as well.
Shall I go next?
Yeah, sure. And really nice, Amanda.
So for the things that I cannot control, that's what I wrote first. Is like my freelance and my college deadlines, all the change in meeting timings and everyone's expectations out of my content as well as my work, because I manage both being a content creator and an engineer. So there are a lot of things that happen. And then the time constraint that I have. But the things that I can control are my behavior and having a proper discipline and a work schedule and planning my productivity, taking breaks and giving myself rest when I want to, because that's one thing I struggle with a lot.
Very nice. Even it was clicking me, something like when I can add into my circle. Anybody else? Oh, someone has written. Sneha has written. Oh, very nice. Your Sneha has written, I'm controlling my urge to eat street food. Anybody else wants to share? Okay, but everybody understood, right? It's okay if y'all don't want to share, but y'all understood, right? We can move ahead.
I think Prabhanshu raised his hand. Does he want?
Shall I go ahead?
Yeah, sure.
So there are two things that I've mentioned under things I cannot control. So first one is actually a very sad event in my life, which is like currently it's still happening. It's actually my dog's deteriorating health condition. Like, he is in a very bad state, but somehow I try to sit with him for as much as I can, because I too have my, like I am a professional now, so can't give much time, but yeah, he's been with us for the past 12 years. And yeah, I mean, it feels, sometimes it feels really bad. Can't help it. Yeah, so that was one. And the other thing is, man, I really miss playing football with my friends, my school friends. And since I'm back in my hometown, all of them are here, but yeah, due to the lockdown and everything, we can't. So yeah, that's it.
And Prabhanshu, right?
Yep. Yep. Ma'am.
Prabhanshu, it is really difficult, but
Yes.
but I think so. If you take care of yourself well, you can take care of your dog as well. Then,
Yeah, I mean,
and I think
that's something I can do, but like, ma'am, he's basically about to pass, so like can't help it, as I said.
it's
But
not
yeah,
just-
my dad, me, my mother, my grandmother, we're trying somehow, and like sometimes you're so connected to uh like any animal for that matter. So yeah, but I'm coping with it somehow.
I'm glad to hear you're coping it with really well. But it's
Thank you. I
anybody
didn't mean to
else?
make anyone sad. I'm so sorry
No, no,
if
no, no, no.
this was. I'm so
Take
sorry.
this as a safe place. Don't worry. Take this
Yeah,
as a safe.
thank you.
Guys, anybody else? Can we move ahead? We got some good sharings. Mansi, I think so. We can go ahead.
Next slide. Or the previous one. Are you speaking on your mute canals?
So we all did the activity, but why we did it? What is the advantage? Anybody? Any clue? What is the advantage? Any random thing which is coming in your mind. Go for it.
It gives you some mental peace that I know that there are things that I cannot control, so I shouldn't be worried about it and instead focus on the things I am in control of and just work ahead with that.
Really. And anybody else? Just whatever's coming in. Yeah, someone has written in chat box. To remind, Sneha has written to remind ourselves what we can and what we cannot and focus on that. Yeah. Manner we can see in the black and white paper things. Oh, new perspective, Amanda.
Ma'am, I have something to share, like if I
Yeah,
can.
sure. Yeah, sure.
I guess we humans, we tend to focus a lot on the right circle that is there, things we cannot control, rather than focusing on the left one. And that is something I've eventually learned. Like now, me being a lawyer, I mostly focus on the left side of the circle. But when even I can feel it, but when I was a student, like few years back, even I had the tendency to be too much anxious on things which are really not under my control. But I guess eventually it's a phase in your life, and that's a very recurring phase. I mean, sometimes you are in a particular frame of mind where you control, where you focus on things that you can control, and the very next moment, there comes a phase where you can't control it at all, but you think about it a lot.
Yeah.
So my perspective is just that it's sort of a phase that comes and goes. So we need to bear with it somehow.
Anybody else? Yes, just let it out. Because of whatever you are thinking and all, other people can also learn from it. And even we can get a new perspective. Okay, so I'll just say what the advantages, and I feel and I have seen in my daily life, it helps me to make a decision. In that situation, it helps you to make a decision. It helps in decision making. It helps you to reduce your stress, and it increases your happiness. Okay, so like these are some which I want to share with you. So y'all can read on the slide. You can self-care of yourself by focusing on things that are in your control and leave what you cannot. Okay, so guys, this was our first activity. Now let's move on to next activity. Anybody wants to share anything about this activity, or we can move? Any questions? Anything? Now we'll move to next activity. So I want to ask, before we start this activity, I have this simple question. How many people can say no? Easily, they don't have any issues. They can say no, but in a respectful manner and firmly. Like, not firm, I mean, like, you should not be rude enough. Like, and like, they don't feel bad after saying no, or they don't keep on thinking, "Arey, mujhe isko no, nahi bolna tha, but I was not able to say." But how many people can do that? And if they're not, if cannot, they can also share.
I was the one who used to struggle with this a lot, but when I came in peace with it, I lost a lot of friends after that, because I was someone who used to give every time. And when I thought like this, it's my time to focus on myself, that's when certain things happened, but I'm happy about it because I was able to focus on myself. So
Okay, can you all read on the screen? Oh, shit. Can you all read on the screen? No is the most powerful work, and the one we struggle with the most. Settling healthy boundaries on the basis of good self. But why no is good? Like, but we struggle with that most, but it is good, right? Any guesses? Anybody? Whatever is coming in there.
times it is important to give yourself the priority rather than putting in your entire time for someone else.
Right. Anybody else? Or they want to share how they struggle with no, or there are in
I struggle with saying no, and I end up giving false hopes to people. I feel so bad about. I feel guilty about it that I end up giving false hope to people, but
okay, and
I'm struggling with saying no.
Yeah, and do you feel that when you're not able to say no, it affects your health, like your emotional
Too
health,
much.
or well, yeah. So you know why it is powerful right now.
Yes, ma'am. Now I know.
But how? And someone has written in the chat box as well. I don't like Amanda has written. I don't like disappointing people or letting them down. That's why saying no. But Amanda, okay, you don't like, but how do you feel after that when you are not able to say no?
When I'm not able to say no, I really think about it for a long time. And then sometimes I end up feeling resentful about the task. Like if I'm then doing it and I didn't want to do it, I start to really think negatively about it. Think, oh, I really wish I didn't do this. And like, why do I have to do this? And I really start to resent either the person that asked me to do it or the task itself. But then the times that I do try and say no, then I feel guilty. I feel guilty for that too, because then I think like, oh, did I make the right decision by saying no? Or maybe I just should have said yes. It's just a small thing. I'll just go and do it anyway. And sometimes I end up doing the thing I said no to. And then that gives kind of the person the kind of the expectation that I'll still do it regardless.
Okay. So now we are going to learn how to say no. See, we learned in starting others result, out of our behavior. It is not in our control, but we can put our best behavior, out. So now anybody knows what is assertive talking, assertive boundaries? Any idea? No? Okay. So there are three types of communication, right? Passive, aggressive, and assertive. So we are going to talk about many people are aware what is aggressive communication. Passive is the one, you're not able to communicate, which most of us struggle, not able to communicate what we're feeling bad or are this, like, we are not comfortable. The assertive talking helps with to deal. I feel that it helps to deal with passive and aggressive at the same time, So now let's say, how do you use assertive talking? We use I. Suppose example that I am not comfortable with this thing. Suppose suppose Dikshita, okay? Suppose Dikshita and I have a counseling session, and she cancelled my counseling session at the end moment, okay? Now, and then I'm just thinking, I'm not liking it or something like that. Or she asked me, can we cancel the session? And she's asking the end moment, and I'm prepared for the whole session. I was like, okay, we can cancel, but I want to say no, I don't want to cancel the session. Suppose, so I keep thinking, I did not tell her no, I did not tell her no, I did not tell her no. Okay. So how will I communicate? So I say, Dikshita, you cancel the last session. She knows she canceled the last session. Why should I inform her? Why should be aggressive? If I tell her, I feel bad and I'm not comfortable, But communicate your feelings, how you felt in that moment. You felt bad, you are not comfortable, and if you would appreciate some, like, paying issues, like, like your friends, and we have this issue with I have only paid, like, don't say that I have paid from so many times. That person knows. Don't pick up the facts, which is already like everybody is aware. So say that you would appreciate if you pay this time, and if you would appreciate if you all properly, if you all what we say, divide between each other, like, so what you all feel. Assertive talking talks about what you all feel, communicate that. I really felt disrespectful, felt bad, felt angry or sad. Just tell that person how you felt and just say no, and that's why you're saying no. So in that process, you're not telling that person that he or she's doing wrong or right, because why? That person is aware what he's doing. So why should we tell them and pinpoint and in each of, like, it is unnecessary, because that person is also an individual who's also growing, and but we can communicate our needs, as we learned, the things which are in our control. Okay, now I want you all to think about one person. It's not necessary to share, but one person which you want to set boundaries with. You want to say no to things. One person. Just take 1 minute or 2 minutes. Think about one person you want to set boundaries with, assertive boundaries. Mansi, can you go behind? Like, go back. I think so. Yeah, next. Hmm. Everybody's done with your thought about one person you want to set boundaries with. Not necessary to share, but if somebody wants to share, they can. They've thought about mama, papa, friend, husband. Should we go ahead? Okay. So now, 1 minute, right? 1 minute. I think it's 1. Once you all have set boundaries, now how it will be different after setting the boundaries. Things might change a little bit. It won't be easy, you know. How your life will be different after setting the boundaries. You might feel good, you might feel relaxed, you might feel at peace, calm, might able to concentrate on things, you know. So I've stayed in hostel for a long time, and you know, people used to come and take my clothes. So I was not able to say no. But once I started saying no, that I really don't appreciate that they take clothes without asking my permission. I feel as can concentrate on other things as well, else thinking about my clothes whole time. So you know, you all can be more productive. Anybody wants to share what how they can, you know, how things they are imagining if they said the person no. How I gave example, right, in my hostel life.
I'll be much more relaxed because I know that they're not entering my personal space way too much, and I can just keep my personal and professional both things apart.
Yeah, so you can be more productive than you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mansi, next slide. What are the specific actions will you take while setting the boundaries? Any guesses? Anybody? I think I tell you, we can be respectful. We can make sure our tone is proper. Our body language. Because as he said, we can be respectful and say no, right? There's no harm. Just making your tone a little bit calm. No need of high pitch, you know, or being very underconfident while speaking. Be calm, like how you're having a normal conversation, and make that person aware that you have thought about it, like you are confident about it, like, you know. And if someone elder, though, they will appreciate more if you're more respectfully and telling them no, you know, that you are not agreeing to them. The when I discuss, when I say like example, like when I started telling no to my father, like I don't agree to him, you know, but I know he's doing it in my best interest, but I'm not feeling comfortable with that idea, you know. So I was sure I made sure that I'm respectful, you know, because he should not feel that I'm disrespecting him, I don't care about him, you know. I don't want him to take it wrong. Anybody wants to say something? Okay. So any doubts about this? Or okay. So Mansi, we can move to next. How will people and person will react to the set boundaries? Any ideas?
If we are very respectful and calm when we set those boundaries, I think they'll take it okay. But if we are like probably loud or little aggressive, then that can get very much aggressive conversation.
Yeah. So there are many possibilities to this question. They might not take it right. They might take it right. If they take it right, then lucky. Then we don't have to think, you know. Then they might not take it right. They might need to take time, you know. They will need time, I think so, you know, because it is new to them. Because we have been in we have this behavior, you know, and for a certain time, and now we are changing. So they might take time to accept it, but slowly they will. So there are different possibilities of how they will react to situation. So we cannot assume that they will react in the best manner, the way we want. There are different possibilities. Okay, Mansi, next. How do you use their reaction to fuel your motivation? So obviously, if it is right, you know, so the way we expected, obviously it will motivate us. But what if they don't? So should that stop us? So we can use yeah, they did not react the way I want, but then their reaction was not in your control. But how you felt after that, after saying no, you can use that as your motivation. Obviously, someone's good reaction can really motivate you, and it can encourage you. But if they don't, you can use the way you felt after your reaction to the situation, your realizations. Okay, these are the 4 questions. So this what we did now, we did presentization. So we imagined saying no to someone who we want to say, and we imagine what are the different possibilities can happen and how the situation will take place. So like y'all are not lost, okay? Y'all are scared about different questions coming in your mind, how the situation will be, how that person will react, and will I continue the behavior in the same manner, will I keep saying no, should I keep saying no, you know so this is presentization. This is this is not a self-care thing, but it is a helpful thing. So y'all now you all tell me how assertive boundaries can help you all. Anybody? If they think they don't want to say no, they are not ready, that is also all right. It's okay if you're not ready. After this, you all need time, that is also okay. But you all think it can help you in a certain manner, if some we can share, like, with each other. So
Hi, I think
hi.
that we have assertive boundaries, then like people won't be able to walk over us, and like we'll be able to like set a boundary that like you cannot cross this, or in a way it will help us be like I don't know like how to put it in the right words, but like it will be then we'll able to say no to the work that we don't want to do, because that also upsets us when we take up work just because we cannot say no.
Yeah,
So
I think that there's someone
boundaries
else
are
also shared.
important. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
boundaries
Manya,
are
real.
important, I think.
Yeah. Anybody else? Oh, okay. We can move to the next slide. Any feelings or feedback you want to share? Okay, before anybody wants to share, guys, you all made me feel really relaxed. I think so, a little bit excited and both, but your interaction all motivated me as well. Thanks a lot. So you all want to share any feelings or feedback?
If only I would have known about assertive boundaries, probably last year I wouldn't have lost a couple of friends because I would have known how to keep those boundaries. I went a little aggressive, but it is going to help me definitely for sure.
Anybody else? So how you all are feeling right now?
So I'm feeling much better because of now I know that thing was not something bad.
Thank you. So I think so we can stop sharing. This is the next. Yeah.
Thank you everyone for attending the workshop. I hope you got a good experience out of it. I'll just share my screen. So you can contact us to book a session with us. We also have some pro bono sessions if you want to look into that or try therapy. You can go to instagram.com/Rahi Mental Health and follow us and stay updated with all. We have more sessions upcoming, which would be really interesting. We have art therapy and more self-care sessions coming up. So do follow us on Instagram to stay updated on that. And if you want to book a session with a therapist or a psychologist, you can go to rahi.in and book a session with us. And thank you all for attending. I hope this workshop was useful for you and you'll be able to follow it every day. Thank you, Kenas, for your time and taking this workshop. And thank you everyone for attending it.
Thanks a lot.